Good morning. I am Barbara A. Prokopich. I was previously a write-in candidate for third choice for President of the United States, Commander-in-Chief. I wanted to talk to you a couple of minutes. I'm conservative, and I feel that our country is not going in the right direction, and I just want to bring up a couple things. This is Series 4. I'm so pleased that our President has publicized the fact that he's a potted smoker and that Washington State and Colorado have legalized it. I guess we have a lot of empty heads running around. I'm not one of them, believe me. There's a lot of people in this state hate the fact that it was even legalized. And we have our police force that is just about ready to pull their hair out because they want no part of it. As for the rest of the country, well, same-sex marriage. Miss Gregoire from the state of wonderful Washington has made it legal now that they can go out and kissy-poo with the same sex, and she even went so far 2 years back to say, well, she would make some apartments be available for the lesbian and those that are have to do their whatever they call it, because it certainly isn't in the Bible, and God made Adam and Eve, not he, she, and he. So therefore, I'm against it 100%. As far as our nation's going, our taxes, yes, they have to be taxed for everyone, not the middle class so much as the poor a little, and the upper earners and the high earners and the super rich have to start giving their share. There is no doubt they're going to try to take a short avenue, give us loopholes, everything, so they don't have to pay anything. Miss Reed, Mr. Pelosi, and Mr. Getmeyer, the treasurer, he can't seem to get it through his head that we are tired and sick of the way he's doing things and going to other countries boasting about his treasurer position. We need new people in there, new blood. Obama, he's working on an old road, and the maps are getting tired, and the leaders and those in office are getting tired of his same rhetoric. I, as one voter for the state of Washington, even though my votes probably didn't count for dither, I have strong feelings that this country can go ahead and become a republic for which it stands. One nation under God. Yes, Jesus. One nation under God for liberty and justice for all people, all races. And for him to make it certain that only certain races should be applied. No, I'm sorry. UN, take it out, brick by brick, blow it up, whatever you want to call it. This country doesn't need the UN here to tell us what to do, when to fart, and what country we should be moved to. This American citizen wants freedom of choice, freedom of speech, and freedom to control her guns and all that she uses for her to stay alive and well. So for them to come out with, well, our hunting privileges should be we should be paying more for that. In hunting and fishing, we should be paying more for that. Environmental. Pay. It's time that high rich mucky mucks like Mitt Romney and those that say, oh, well, I only had to put out 14% of my income for taxes. That is way under the rest of the people in the United States. And for Obama to say he has a wonderful White House to decorate and a big tree. That's great. Some of us have little or nothing. And I mean the word nothing. So why does he feel that he is so privileged? If he's commander-in-chief, he better start acting like it. His image right now is quite tarnished, and I don't think it's going to get any better. If he wants it to get better, make some wise choices. Scott Brown in there would love to run as treasurer, and he would do a good job in figures. Paul Ryan could be a vice president, because Mr. Biden's on a little Jim Beam trip all the time. He never sounds very sober. As for our country's beliefs, if the atheists want to have a field day, let them do so. But let the Christians be left alone, because they don't bother anybody. We say our prayers daily. We go to Mass. We say the sacraments. And we ask God to bless this nation and to make it peaceful. Right now, it's anything but peaceful. Even Wisconsin, some people want a union, some do not. And the reason for that is the unions do not have to be there. People can make their choice, and they don't have to pay $1 million or 1,000 or whatever it is just to have a job. Some of the people that I have received that are jobless that come to my house as caregivers is beyond my imagination. Their stories are mixed up, and I think they're on something because they can't seem to keep a steady thought or word in their head. As far as America goes, we will not go up the high trail and get a AAA rating back if we keep Obama and his philosophies. He might have some people in there that are trying, and I know there are some very, very good people. I commend Miss Collins for speaking out because she seems to have a very clean plate. He ought to consider her in one of his spots. And Mr. Perry from Texas has said he'll run on the ticket this next year. And Paul Ryan, he's trying with Medicare and Medicaid, but Medicare has a lot of fraud in it. I know of plenty of things that are going on, and it's not being uncovered. So if the CIA and the FBI have so much to do, or they're bored to death, then they should start going to the different states and legislatures and going through the Medicare system in that state, because they're going to find a whole lot of fraud. There's a lot of us that are supposed to be getting food stamps and stuff. We're not receiving them. We're being told that we're overworked, that we don't qualify, or our income is not low enough. It can't get much lower. I can't chew on rocks, and my son can't eat on dried bread. But as far as America is concerned, America will not be America unless people wake up in this country and do what I see in Jersey and a few other places. People that are actually being Santa Claus, that are showing the kids they're blessed and that their mothers and fathers in our country cares for them. Yes, we may not have much, just like the cop that went out and helped that homeless guy that had no shoes on. And the apathy that come afterwards, that his family knew that he was mentally retarded in that way. That cop had no idea, but he had one thing that a lot of the rest of you don't have, and that's a good heart. God bless this nation. It can go a long ways. Jesus died and was crucified for us. He came into this world as a baby so that we would see the tenderness and the love. And so for these women that are hot on abortion and pills, well, you better start changing your lives and go back to church and say your prayers. And if you don't go to any church, just say your prayers while you're at home. This is Barbara A. Prokopich. I'm a write-in candidate, but this next time I'm running as a full candidate. I will either do it in the state of Washington or the state of Montana. And look out, because I know a lot. I've seen a lot that's going on. This country is full of apathy, and our liberal parties and media would love to tear us apart. I think that we can do a whole lot better. And if you can't remember anyone else, when you're giving at Christmas, think of Jesus. It's his birthday, not yours. I'd love to give to everyone, and I do. Even with very little I have, I give to some of the sisters across this nation. Give until it hurts. Maybe inside you'll change, if not the outside or your appearance. This is Barbara A. Prokopich. This is Series 4, and I'm keeping in touch. And I'll be here every Saturday or Monday whenever I get things going. I just ask you to please pray a great deal for this nation under God, one and indivisible in liberty for all people, all races. Yes, Korea is blowing up her little rockets and China is bolstering her muscles. But do not be afraid, because God is nearby and he is listening. And I am seeing miracles happening every day in people's lives. You are a miracle because you got into the world and your mom never had you aborted. So do yourself a favor. If nothing else, love those and be kind to your neighbor and be respectful of their needs too. I am closing now, but I will be back next week. And there's more going on. And if the TV and liberal media could put out 10 days of Christmas so we could see some Christian and peaceful means, that's great. If Egypt wants to kill itself off and all its leaders, so be it. But people must be free. And this was a God-given gift way back 2,000 or 3,000 years ago. And the Muslim Brotherhood They have always been enslavers, and they continue to this day. I thank you, I love you, and I wish you a happy holiday. Goodbye now.